All right, let's do this. What up, what up, everybody? Welcome to episode 27 of the Glitched Out Podcast, boys and girls. Good to see everybody in chat, holding it down. Welcome, everybody. We have the honor of having a great guest today. No, I'm joking. Josh Tucker. Josh Tucker coming on in today, baby. Join this man, a really cool, genuine human being, man. Met him through Bites, and then I lurked him on Twitter, like I said in chat. I'm not ashamed of it. Welcome to the podcast, man. We're gonna have a great,
works, man.
That's how it works. You gotta lurk. But we have a great podcast planned for everybody. We're talking about Frostpunk, a game I am addicted to. You guys already know it's like a drug. Also talking about Red Dead Redemption, and we're talking about Amazon apparently leaving packages in the trunks of your car. I don't know, but let's do it. Let's jump on into it, man. So before we grill you, Josh, let's go around the round circle, crisscross applesauce, and talk about our weeks. Bites, man. How was your week, bro?
Week was really good, man. Just typical Bites activities. Doing nothing after work, playing video games. The most highlighted thing for me, at least, is my son's birthday was this weekend, so we had a huge party and celebrated that. It's been good, man.
All right.
What about you?
Me, bro, I celebrate my kid's birthday this past week. My dog's made him a birthday. No, I didn't, but I need to do that. My week's been pretty cool, man. We got my mother-in-law, we got her a new stove for Mother's Day coming up, and I'm gonna take my mom out and treat her like a queen, and we're gonna go eat. And then this weekend, and I mean, I've just been helping people move. Trying to juggle some content. I'm brainstorming, man. Trying to take over the world, playing some new games. Life's good, man. Life is beautiful. One day at a time, you know. What about in Josh, man? The man of the hour.
I'm lost in the Fortnite sauce, so to speak, man. Trying to grind season 4 as much as possible. But I mean, hitting the gym every chance I get. I got married 3 weeks ago, so it's still juggling all of the juggling. Yeah, dude. It's so
congrats,
weird.
Man.
It's weird, man. It's weird to like have the ring, and
Look at this man. If you like to put a ring on it, there you go. look at him showing it off right now. Look at him showing it off, grabbing his chin and whatnot.
I don't want to say, but it's vibranium and it's from Wakanda.
Oh, God, damn, man.
it is.
But no, it was good. I mean, just I have to be at work at 4 a.m. in the morning, so it's juggling constantly being at work and then trying to stream and have fun and hang out and play games and hang on others' channel. It just feels like there's so much content being created everywhere, like in every facet right now, and Twitch and live streaming going mainstream, and what's kicking off again. There's just so many things happening that it feels like I'm trying to catch up every day. I'm like waking up, I'm like, dude, I got to be on my Twitter, I got to be on this. So it's I've been glued to a lot of screens, so to speak, but having fun. It's been my weekend of thing.
Well, I'm gonna give you some advice, man. You better slow down before you're not married.
Yeah, bro. But honestly, huge congrats on being married, man. That's a huge step in a brand new chapter, bro. I got a question. Did you cry when you got married?
Yeah.
So yes and no. So I'll be the first to like admit that I'm a crier. Like I will cry at like the sad dog videos on Twitter. I was, Facebook comes across. I didn't really cry, but it looked like I was on the brink of like absolutely breaking down every single second.
It was
like the Hoover Dam was in front of me and had like the waterworks. And I was focusing because it wasn't like it's not that I didn't want to cry, but it was like if I start crying, then I'm not gonna stop. It's literally gonna be like, I'm just gonna, man, I do, and then some of this stuff. So it was, for all practical purposes, yeah, pretty much. But I don't think any tears fell. But it looked like I was gonna start bawling my eyes out.
Nice, man.
Yeah, nice. All right, so everybody in chat, all you thirsty mother suckers, I see you guys in chat talk about how Josh looks like a whole snack on the stream. He's taken, all right? He's taken. Damn, come to my chat talking about people's snacks. I see you, Chickpea. You're banned. Get out of here, Chickpea. You're banned. Let's do this, man. Someone came and said he's a whole snack. I'm done.
I wonder what a half snack is my main question. Like, what's
I think a half snack qualifies as your boy Bites. So I'm a
half snack.
I'm a Costco sample. I'll take that. A Costco sample, bro.
Okay, gotcha.
Damn, man. You guys are cold-blooded. All right, let's jump into this. Let's do this, man. So we covered our weeks. Josh, man, this is your first time being on the podcast. I want to thank you so much for being here. We're
Thank
gonna,
you for having me.
we have me and Bites put our head together. We thought of the most controversial questions we could ask you.
Yes.
So,
Hit me
bro,
with them right off the bat. What do you got?
so we dug up some dirt on you. I'm joking. No. What brought you into content creating? What brought you here on Twitch?
So it's weird because I was having this conversation. I'm from Memphis, just like Bites. So I love Saint. Exactly.
sorry. I had to say
Hashtag
that.
901. And they had St. Jude here. St. Jude, there's the Play Live, and I was hanging out with some of the people down here for the summit, and they kind of I think you get Twitch streamers and content creators. Everybody kind of talks about their journey.
Mhm.
And I saw Twitch for the first time, 5 years ago, or 4.5. Just watched Anthony Kongfan. He's a relatively large streamer, sniping in DayZ,
Mhm.
and just been like, I liked that. I was like, this is cool. I always played video games, but I never really had the facet, the funds, or the time. And then I started watching Twitch more and more. I have a theater degree. I have a theater and a broadcast journalism degree.
Ooh.
So like performing, being in front of the camera, stuff like that, it's always been kind of like who I am. And just the idea of being able to completely control what's happening around me, as far as like how many, not just like how many people are watching, but like if I want to go live and I can be in front of and have an audience right off the bat, then I want to be able to do it. If I want to make a podcast like you've done, or you want to be able to play video games or role play in GTA, I just loved the limitless atmosphere that YouTube, and while I've never really dabbled in YouTube, but just that Twitch provided. And so I don't know, roughly around probably just under 3 years ago, I streamed. I did my first stream, and then I streamed for about a year. Then I took about a year and a half off, and now here I am. I'm back.
Nice.
Okay, nice, man, nice. Okay, I got a couple more questions. What is your favorite game to stream? Like, what is your go-to game? Like, when you go live, you're like, I cannot wait to play this game.
I can answer that. I'll take that one.
It would be, if you had asked me a year ago, it would have been DayZ. That's what I built my entire community around. It was when I was a full-time streamer. I was playing DayZ, but since DayZ has fallen away, it's just not. It doesn't have the player base that it used to. The hope is that with 0.63, it'll kind of regrow. And there's a lot of my friends, a lot of fellow content creators hoping, dreaming that the player base is going to come back. But I mean, right now, just like it's Fortnite. I get on and play Fortnite, have fun. I'm a potato when it comes to aiming. So we kind of have exactly. We have this like uphill battle to do it. But so DayZ was the old answer, but now it's Fortnite. But we got to.
Okay.
Line, though. He's not that bad. He's actually pretty good.
Okay, I've got some victory royales, but at the end of the day, like if there's a chance to choke, I'm gonna choke.
Damn. Okay. I mean, looks like everybody's been catching this Fortnite bug. I don't know why, but okay. I see you guys.
What do you mean,
Man,
bro?
Fortnite ZZs, capital ZZZZZZ all day long, man.
I believe it's just so. If Fortnite is done, if you don't like Fortnite, fine. There's nothing wrong against it or anything like that. But like Fortnite has just done so much for Twitch, and it's done so much for streamers, because I think mostly every streamer that has played in some way, shape, or form has seen growth. And it doesn't mean if have 3 viewers watching you, or you have, like Ninja, who started with roughly in the 10 to 15s, and now he's at 150 sometimes, 1,000 watching. There's just something about we needed Fortnite. Like Twitch needed Fortnite. 100%.
But didn't we have pub? Didn't we have that?
But it's like we had the BR games, and we had it, and we've even seen, like, if you go back to like the survival games when DayZ, when Soma was putting those on, in Sacriel, like even when Twitch was so young, but we hadn't had the game that crossed us over. You weren't gonna have Juju from the Steelers playing it, making
for sure.
making emotes, not emotes, making funny videos on it, like Fortnite made Twitch cool. And I think I don't have an exact reason of why it did, but it was a perfect combination of it being across all platforms, including mobile now. the fact that you can cross-play. So if you have a $3,000 PC, you can play with your friend who has, is a console pleb. Sorry, I'm gonna say, has
He
an
said it.
Xbox
He
with a
said it. He said it.
PS4.
Clip that. He said it.
It doesn't matter. They just
Don't
got.
report Josh. Don't report.
People on this page right now.
Even more, I think which is so important to games, Twitch, and making things go viral, is it's got the memes. And there's no other way to put it. You've got these crazy dance moves.
Are you talking about the emotes?
I got a question for you, Josh. I got a question because you're really passionate about Fortnite.
Oh, he fucking loves Fortnite.
Well, it's not Fortnite. I'm passionate about Twitch. And I'm passionate about what Fortnite has done for Twitch.
Okay. Why do you think Fortnite has the success it has? Why?
It's fun. And I don't want you to say that, Josh. I want you to go towards another direction other than fun.
Don't say fun. Give me.
It's the viral content of the game. Because if you take a game like PUBG, what do you have? You have you can make a really good headshot from really far away, and the clip is then 2 seconds long, and it's cool. Wow, he hit a really cool shot. You take Fortnite, where you've got the people who can build. Let's say the clip starts in the first 10 seconds of them doing a really cool build. All right, you got that build up. Then you've got the next 5 seconds of it, and you've got 5 seconds of them dropping down, and then you've got the final 5 seconds. This is what 20 seconds of them killing the person. You've got the 10 seconds at the end of them dancing and having fun. So you can actually have little mini storylines.
It's the perfect recipe.
It's like the perfect recipe because you've got the building, you've got the shots, you've got the impulse grenades, you've got all of these things.
All right.
What it is.
So I think what I'm hearing is the emotes are making the game what it is.
So let me ask you a quick question, Bites and Josh. I had this revelation the other day. I was actually laying in my bed with my pups, and I had an epiphany. I feel like Fortnite is the Call of Duty of BR games. Does that make sense? Because with Call of Duty, not the latest Call of Duty, but the previous one with the high-tech one with all the emotes, dancing and stuff like that, over-the-top stuff. I feel like Fortnite is the Call of Duty of BRs. You got the dancing emotes. You got it's over the top. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
I would agree. I think what it's done is, and I see, DTX in chat kind of talking about a little bit about kind of contradicting what I was saying, but it's the bridge. It's the bridge that kind of connected the two. What might be the better way to say it. But I think Fortnite has brought back that love of staying up late at night, playing with your friends, playing with all of this. Because I think games had somewhat separated. I don't think it was. I'm trying to think of the right way to put this. Is that games they had lost? That was you had people playing every certain kind of games, and then Fortnite suddenly comes again, and everybody's playing Fortnite. It's almost when the MMO of World of Warcraft. It was all the computer gamers were playing WoW at that. So that's what I would say is that it has since there's so many different consoles playing it, there's so many different people playing it that people are hanging out and they're playing it again. Yeah, and I would compare it more to old school Halo.
I can kind of see that.
Because when I remember staying up late playing games with my friend as a young teen, we were staying up playing Halo. We were we were staying up playing, and so it reminds me more of not in gameplay or even the style of game, but it reminds me of staying up late, drinking a Mountain Dew, staying up way past our bedtimes. Parents say we should go to sleep, 2:00, and we're staying up super late playing Halo when we didn't want to get off. And when I talk to people, we used to go to class and we used to sit around and talk about Halo. Now I go to work.
So it brought your childhood. So it kind of brought your childhood back. That nostalgia.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Let me add something to what Josh is saying too. We're talking about the BR mode, but let's not forget Save the World, which is the PvE part of the game. It's just as fantastic and just as fun and just as complex in terms of you can take somebody who knows nothing about the game, they can get in there and have fun. To people who you would consider a pro or an expert in the game. So you can be very competitive on both sides. So I think both pieces about Fortnite in general is kind of what has propelled it to where it is today. in my opinion. I know Twitch helped, the celebrities have helped, the
Drake
streamers have
helped.
but the game makers, Epic, they just did a great job with both sides of the game.
Okay, I'm not glad. I could agree with that. The game is overall great. I'm not that good at it. I don't know, just not into it right now. I'm done with BRs. But I will not lie, it's a great game. And yeah, I mean, okay.
Depends on
Awesome.
what you're trying to do, G.
I'm trying to win.
You trying to win.
I'm trying to win.
See, with Fortnite, you've just gotta have fun. Just go down.
And I think
the best you can.
But we were kind of talking about this, is that with the battle pass and whatnot, while the game no longer becomes as free with that, you don't have to be good at the game to be able to get the good skins. You can you can jump through the rings and get the tiers and stuff like that. So it's not like, I would consider myself a very casual and average gamer, and I'm not. I might do a cool thing once a stream, but at the end of the day, I'm not cranking out 15, 20 kill game.
Yeah.
If I get a W with 6 kills, I'm like, all right, man, I'm feeling pretty good. But it's just, and I will stand by this, and this is kind of like my button on why Fortnite. But if you whether what Fortnite has done for Twitch or what Twitch has done for Fortnite, I do think that, and Ninja's the first crossover celebrity, really. I mean, he's the first celebrity that he was on CNBC. And celebrity is the right word to use for Ninja now. And I think he's the first person you can really call a Twitch celebrity that's becoming a name. I mean, Reese Witherspoon was tweeting about Fortnite literally like 12 hours ago.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just, Fortnite was the perfect game and Twitch was the perfect platform to create this storm. And now Twitch is in the limelight. And I think as long as Twitch doesn't mess anything up crazily, as you know, it's like, as long as they stay the course, I think it's not unrealistic to think that Twitch will only continue to grow, and we could eventually have TV shows based on streamers, as far as streamer reality shows.
I'm trying to get in that Big Brother Twitch house, man. I'm trying to make some
exactly.
money. Put me out. I'm about to start all the drama.
I'll be right there with you.
Me invite.
We'll have a fight. We'll have a punch out
fight, man.
And we'll be famous.
Jesus, man. All right, man. Cool. I think we're way over time with the questions. Anything you want to ask? Anything you want to ask about? Ask to Josh Bites.
No, I think we covered it. So
I have a question.
What was his favorite game? We asked him how did he get into streaming? Right? Is that where we?
Yeah. I have a question, Josh. Currently,
right, what's up?
I want you to tell the people what you do. What do you do currently right now? Your job professionally.
So I work in local media. I'm essentially a digital journalist, so I create content for Facebook, for Twitter, and stuff like that. So I'm lucky that my job kind of entails in the same realm. But before that, I was an on-air TV reporter.
All right. So, and with that, how do you think those two things connect? Being a content creator on Twitch and YouTube, and the field you're in right now. Do you think they connect? Do you think people come from Twitch can go into that field and vice versa?
Yeah, 100%. I think, and I was able to do a story for my work on the St. Jude Play Live. Was able to meet really cool people because of everything that's happening. So I think you in like the resurgence and the growth of Twitch. So I really think that, and if anybody out there is watching, wants to be a TV reporter, wants to be, wants to do it, you want to be able to create as much content as possible. And I think you can literally create a Twitch channel or create YouTube channels, and you can edit, you can do all these things, and then you can show, you can literally say, hey, like I did all of this.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's people walk up and they're like, well, I wanted to do this. I was an actor. I'm also a professional actor. So like, well, I want to be an actor. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I look at them, it's like, then just do it. I mean, there's no, you can have a cell phone and you can start creating movies on it. You can start creating content. You can stream on it. And so I think, there's 100% the content creating, whether it's just writing stories to enter in to some small publication, or you can write for, PC Gamer, or you can write for, you just have, there are so many facets to create content, to create to write, that there's really, like, if you want to do it, you can do it, and you can flourish and take, like, let's say you were in college and you streamed on Twitch, twice a month, and then you take a really cool thing and you show these clips, and then you want to be a TV reporter and you say, hey, look, like, I edited all of these videos twice a week.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or I made all of these videos. Like, when I was applying for jobs, there's so many jobs right now for video producing.
Wait, what? Wait, there's a lot of jobs. I'm looking for a PA job, bro.
Production assistant?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I was like, when you said that, I was like, hold up. I've been looking for a job there, man.
There's just so much opportunity, and like, if you have Twitch streamer, or you have YouTuber, or you have this thing, and you have like decent work to back it up, like there's the real, like I think I said this before, like the sky's the limit, and you really have to want it. But I mean, if you look at the people GameStop just hired to be their hosts of their thing.
I saw that.
Two of them are Twitch streamers.
Yeah,
I saw that.
And it's all,
familiar with him.
And you're gonna want the content, and it doesn't mean you necessarily have to have a huge community. I think if they just have to see, and they have to be like, all right, well, he's comfortable in front of the camera, or he's okay, he can do this hour-long podcast, he can do whatever it is, and just hang out and have a good time.
Exactly. Now let me kind of add in a little fuel to this, because we've talked about like the great side of connecting the two, streaming and going into media and stuff. But to be fair, it's still a tough industry, and I think a lot of it has to do with your area. So do you feel like it's better to kind of have this synergy in the city where you are, or should people try to branch out beyond that?
That's a good question.
I think you should have as many irons in the fire as possible. And I think whether it's content creating or, and here's one thing, and I was flown to a university to just speak on having like a healthy online presence and things like that. And I think one of the main things, it's if you are going to be melding your professional world, which Twitch for me is a hobby. It's a hobby that I view as a part-time job, roughly. Yeah. I can't get fired from Twitch unless I get banned. But I think it is so important to where if you are going to want to be creating content and one day make it a field, that you have to make sure that you have a healthy presence where you're not trolling, where you're not, and you have to be very wary of that, because you're going to want them to be like, all right, cool. And that doesn't mean you can't cuss. That doesn't mean you can't think, but you just have to know what you're putting out, and you want it to be representative of the work that you want to be able to do for, IGN, I think just hired 2 or 3 video producers. You've got, and so a lot of it, and a lot of the jobs out right now are social media, where they're creating the Twitch clips, they're creating they're taking the ninja clips and saying, or like the top 10 clips from your top favorite Fortnite streamer. You've got Dr. Lupo, you've got Fortnite. And so they want people to be able to have that community that are going to know these streamers' names, and that have the editing skills to be able to do it. So if you want to like progress in media, whatever is, I would just keep doing it regardless, as long as you're putting out content that you think is not going to hurt you. Now, if you're putting out content that I think would be viewed that you wouldn't want them to see, then you would need to separate them as much as possible. Yeah. But if you're working towards saying, hey, I want to be a media producer, then it is. So.
All right. Awesome. We'll definitely, I want to talk more about that. That's awesome. Thank you for bringing that up. But let's jump into the bulk of this. we spent at least 30 minutes on that, man. We got us going. We can talk about that all day. But let's roll on to this, man. The first game we're going to talk about is Frostpunk. Everybody knows, I think everybody in chat should know about this game. Bites knows about. Josh, you know about this game? Frostpunk?
I do. I haven't played it. I watched you play it. I watched the trailer for it. I've read a little bit about it. I haven't played it yet, though. So I want to be the guy asking questions to you to find out.
Dude, yeah, ask questions, man. Ask all you. I am addicted to this game, man. This game, I'm a pro, baby. MLG Frostpunk. Let's go. When that league opens up, #1 draft. I'm just saying. But surprisingly, guys, I've never really been one for survival games, strategy games, but this game sucked me in. It released April 24th, 2018. The developer is 11-Bit Studios, along with the publisher. Designer is Jacob Stokowski. This is a single-player game. The platforms this is available on is Microsoft, and the genre is city building game survival game. All right, so a little synopsis about this game before we run a trailer. Frostpunk is a city survival game taking place in a post-apocalyptic winter nightmare. You are the appointed leader of the remnants of a fallen city. Each decision you will make will either spell life or death for your citizens. Everything from food, exploration, religion, or lack of will be at your fingertips. It's up to you to fight tooth and nail this hellish winter. All right, so let's roll a quick trailer and then we'll talk more about it. I love this game. This game is so much fun. So trailer's right there. Let me know when you guys are ready and we'll roll this.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Vámonos.
Oh my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on my bended knees, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet, I thought I heard a shuffle of angels' feet. He called my name and my heart stood still, when he said, man, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar, go and tell that midnight rider, tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter, tell him the God's gonna cut him down. Tell him the God's gonna cut him down.
This outfit's dope.
Oh yeah, it is.
You can run on for a long time. Run for a long time. Run for a long time.
Ooh.
Later gotta cut you down.
Yeah, that was me a couple times right there.
And
Oh, really?
Yeah. People were like, yo, G, I'm tired of you, man.
for sure as God made
They can kill you?
Yeah, like that. This, what do you call that? Fry, boil you alive?
time. Run on for a long time.
Yep.
That's pretty dope. So what's this big thing brewing in the center? What is it?
That's a generator.
Man, he's having a rough day.
Oh, he's having a horrible day. The city must survive. All right. Let's talk about this game, man. I love this game. All right. So we're talking about synopsis. I'm going to run some gameplay in the background. Give me a quick second. But from what you've seen so far, what do you think about it? What do you think about it, Josh and Bites?
So I love RTS games, and I haven't played them enough recently. I grew up playing, Age of Mythology. I wanted to be a StarCraft pro, like, completely like the dream was unrealistic as heck because I could never be it because my hands just don't work that way. I mean, it's exciting. It looks different. My main question is for you, since you played it, is it more like you are God, or is it more like you're the mayor?
Mayor, probably.
It's more like you're the mayor, the governor,
Okay.
not God. Yeah.
And like a contractor, because you're building stuff, constructing different buildings, I guess housing as well, right?
Yeah. So let's talk. I'll cover resources, book of laws, and we'll dive more of this. I think you guys will get a better idea after I read this stuff. So pretty much resources. So you have 3 things at your fingertips: technology, the technology tree. You have the book of laws, and you have resources. Resources, the lifeblood of the city, are your resources: coal, steel, raw food, and wood. You have to decide whether you want your citizens to gather resources by hand while braving the elements, or make your city run like a well-oiled machine with automatons. All right, so that's actually a pretty good aspect. One of my favorite parts is about the book of law. As mentioned, you possess the book of laws. You can enact upon society. When you select a law, it cannot be reversed. However, there is a future chance that you can. There's a future chance. Give me a second. However, there's a future chance that you can amend the law based upon the outcome since it's enacted. These laws can range from rationing soup, child labor, which is something I had to do, don't blame me, pleasure houses, and emergency 24-hour shifts. Which each law you have a chance to raise spirits of the citizens and bring hope or anger the people and inflict discontent. And then you have the technology tree. So in the technology tree, you have heating, exploration, industry, resources and food, health and shelter, and and things like that. Also, the resources which I first talked about, you have to gather those to actually do the technology tree. So pretty much how it all starts out, obviously people see the gameplay going on right now. How it starts out is that thing in the middle is the generator that you're talking about, Bites, is the generator. That thing starts out with one ring. I think there's 4 rings. In each ring, you have to upgrade the generator to heat the other, rings. So if you see in the video that's rolling, see on the inside I have houses? That's my first ring. And then you have another ring. You see what it goes outwards.
So it expands out. So
and it
when you started
expands.
the game, you just had the generator and one.
You just have the generator and one ring. And to the top right, I think you can see it where next to the little, it says how cold it is, -76.
Exactly.
It says day 21. And each day that progresses, it might get colder, it might get hotter. Now, typically, it gets a lot colder. I think the lowest it's reached is like -187 or something like that. It gets crazy. It's bad. The blizzard comes. So you have housing. You have raw food that you need to transition into rations, or AKA soup. You have religion, and then you can also lead by force. So one little crossroad that you come to, a fork in the road, they say, hey, the people are upset because this guy, I don't want to ruin it for everybody. I'm sorry about the spoilers, but I am going to say some spoilers. There's this guy that comes and says, hey, we've lost our hope. The Londoners are done. There's no cities out there. And the people get pissed like, yo, we need to do something about this. So you're at across the road. They say you can either, because people need hope. And if your hope drops, you're done. Your discontent rise, and they will fry you like that. The morale. So you gotta keep discontent down. And you gotta keep hope up, and you do that by distracting people with like moonshine, bars, public houses, pleasure houses. People are getting drunk. If I'm freezing to death, and my kid, little Johnny Appleseed's out there working in the coal field, I'm gonna drink myself under the bed. You know what I mean?
Wow, just like America. Oh,
just like America.
All right, everyone's dying, but man, this apple moonshine is incredible.
But you come to this crossroad where they say, hey, we need to do something. You can either go with religion. Obviously, you can have ceremonial, barrels, and then you can also have churches, synagogues, and then you can go with the foresight, which you have guard stations, prisons, and things like that. So I've done both. My best playthrough was with religion. I did the whole prison thing, but people got pissed at me and they killed me. So there's a lot to this game. There's a lot to talk about. I could talk about this game all day. Any questions do you have that I can answer?
My main question is can you win?
You can win. So it's a little unclear on my first couple of playthroughs, but pretty much they have a main story and then have 2 available scenarios. They have the arc and then one other you have to unlock when you get to day 20 in the arc. But the main storyline is pretty much you have to survive to like day 50, and like day 45, this huge blizzard comes through and just wipes out everything. You can't hunt, you can't gather food, you can't do anything. You know what I mean? So pretty much it's just make it to day 50, brave the storm, and that's it. And then from there you can up the difficulty, Because I
was going to ask you the next thing. I know you talked about resources and the laws, and like the next question for me was, can you expand beyond this particular location? Because in some of the other city building games that I played, particularly like the City Skyline game and things like that, your city just keeps growing and growing and growing. But like I said, it does increase the difficulty and your ability to different.
So right now, as far as the devs have it for this game on launch, is you have one city. There is a part, I don't want to spoil it, but there is a part where you have an opportunity to help another city, but that's as far as I go because I know a lot of people want to play this. To my knowledge, you can't control that other city, but that would actually be a really good addition to the game. So you could actually expand and make other colonies. That's a dope idea. As far as I know, you can expand and make other outposts to gather resources, but I don't think you can expand and make other colonies. You know what I mean?
Is it turn-based? Or is it like real time to where like
real time? Everything is real time.
So there's nothing as far as are you rewarded by acting faster? Because when I think of RTSs, I think of outside of like the civilization, which is it kind of, but that you gotta have everything's happening real time. People are coming out. There's not any turns. So it's like, does it help macroing? I guess if you're familiar with that term in RTSs.
Yeah. You want to. You get it kind of forces you to micromanage everything. Like I found
Okay.
myself pausing a lot every day. So what happens is at 8 o'clock to 18 hours, however you pronounce it, people work. And then when 18 hours come, people go to sleep and they sleep until 8 in the morning. So you have to micromanage is what do you want those people to do between 8 and 18? Do you want them to gather food? Do you want them to gather resources? What's important? Steel, wood, coal. If you're out of coal, do you have to build a mine? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you're gonna do. So you want to pause. It really forces you to pause, manage your heat, manage your coal, and manage your human resources too. You know,
Well, you're
you have to,
rewarded on their morale too. I'm assuming too. So like,
Yeah.
they're happier.
well, the thing is right now. So if they're
They're
if
working
hopes
harder, I guess.
if hope's all the way up, you're not really rewarded. I mean, I guess you're rewarded with them not killing you. You know what I mean? But you want to keep your hope up because you want to keep your hope up and your discontent down. Because when that storm comes, that blizzard, you're gonna need that hope and that morale. You get what I'm saying? Because if you don't have enough housing and you don't have your houses upgraded, people are gonna start getting sick and gonna start dying, like my first playthrough. And then you're gonna start losing hope, and people are gonna get very discontent. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. So like in City Skylines, there's a meta there. So like if you're not dumping the trash enough, people get sick.
Mhm.
If people get sick and you don't have enough hospitals, people die.
Mhm.
If you don't have enough ambulances and things like that, or ambulance to come and transport people, then the bodies stack up and more people get sick and die.
Yeah.
So
And- and-
this domino effect
Mhm.
that you put yourself in. Is it similar to that too?
Yeah. So if you look at this, right now I'm kind of like hovering over the House of Healing, and I'm looking at the purpose. This is the purpose tree. This is the tree that for religion.
Oh, I see.
Kind of the rewind back you said about people getting sick. You want to open a cemetery. That's a must because people start getting sick and they start dying. You need a way to dispose of the bodies. You can either burn them or you can make a graveyard where people can have ceremonies and it could raise hope. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you have to, but it doesn't really delve far into that like you were talking about with Skyline. That would be really cool to see them to add more depth to it. But as far as right now, it's just kind of like on the surface. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah.
That's there.
This game is really good. There's a lot to want after you're done. You look at it, you're like, they could add this, they could add that. Hopefully they listen. I'm definitely gonna be, putting some suggestions to support and stuff. But so far, so good. I'm really liking the game.
I guess my main question is: do you feel overwhelmed?
You can very quickly, very very quickly. Because
To you.
very good because you're sitting there like, oh, my food's going down. What's going on? And sometimes it gets so cold. The further out your buildings are from the generator, people don't want to work. People are like, yo, it's cold. I'm freezing at them. Little Johnny and Sue, you got them on working in child labor. They're freezing to death at the coal mine. And they're like, hey, could I take my kid home? Could we not work today? And you got to make that decision. Do I want to force these kids to work or that person to work? Or do I want to send them home to raise morale, to raise hope?
Damn. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Is the game? My main question is, I don't know how familiar with everyone watching is with RTSs or with this kind of survival game. So if you haven't played RTSs, is this a good starter game, you think, or is it more catered towards people who are good at this kind of game as a new experience? Is it is it what do you, how do the levels compare? I guess kind of talk about the difficulty of it.
I would say so. Pretty much the learning curve and entry level. Like I said, I was never a fan of RTSs, never a fan of survival games like this. I saw Temptress to Leah playing it, and I looked at it a little bit. Me and Craig were talking about, and I picked it. I got a code for it, and I was like, "Yo, let me play this," and I'm hooked. So the learning curve, it's not so bad for new players like me. It took me a while to get used to the UI and managing stuff, and I wasn't used to slowing the game down or pausing the game and looking at all the variables, but the learning curve is there. For entry-level players like me, I would say it's a perfect game to pick up, to get in there.
Would you really call this a RTS though? That's my because it doesn't. Because we were having this discussion earlier, which as far as like
I don't know.
what's
You have a
really
good
the-
point. I mean,
What's
would
the
you?
strategy in the game? I don't think it's really a strategy. You're basically, it's more or less a survival game for your city.
Yeah, you're
They
pretty.
can endure the winter, more or less.
Yeah, you have a good point there. I guess the strategy comes in is pretty much just gathering resources, and exploration. That's
I just
really
look
what
at
comes
I
in.
look at the layout of this game and just immediately think RTS.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it reminds me of like Civilization,
Mhm.
And if people know this game, I mean, Black and White. I'm not sure who remembers Black and White. Which
I never heard of that game.
if you guys don't, it's such a fun game, and that's why I posed the question: Are you more like
Mhm.
or are you more like God? But it kind of
Yeah.
has the well, that was more mythological, and of course you had
Sure.
characters to make and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
but is this game is pretty dark. I mean, it's not like a happy game.
No. This game by any means is not a happy game. Like, we just chilling out here. It's the winter wonderland. We're throwing snowballs. People are freezing to death, losing limbs. One thing.
It's this game, man. You make it sound so bad.
But one thing I wish, talking about that, I wish they implemented. I mean, this game is dark and morbid as it is. I mean, you're pretty much dying. You got to keep people alive. I mean, you got kids working 24/7. It's not happy-go-lucky. People try to have coups. You know, they try to leave the city. They try to rebel. One thing I'd love to say, and take this with a grain of salt, is cannibalism. Now, before you don't like get like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if there's an option, like, say you're low on rations, like, we're not getting more food. The next door neighbors are looking tasty, like a full snack.
All right, so remind me not to like go on like a vacation with you.
I'm just saying. I take salt and pepper wherever I go, baby.
Sideways.
No, but I'm saying that'd be cool if that was an option. Because think about it, we're hard to survive. People die. And maybe as an option, you can, I don't think it'll work in the book of laws. I think it'll be like, or it would be in the book of laws. You okay cannibalism? That sounds weird. You okay cannibalism?
No, bro. Let's not talk about that.
No, I'm just saying. In the survival world, that would make sense. You know what I mean?
I want somebody to clip you and be like, "I'm okay."
No, they can clip me all they want. They take it out of context. But you get what I'm saying? Like in a survival game,
I get what you're saying.
Josh understands it.
Well, you're just saying that if you're gonna have this survival game, you might as well just go there, right?
You might as well go there.
Yeah,
And
baby.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. But also another really cool thing would be to see, wildlife attack the city, or rival factions come up in the city rather than just one.
That's what this game seems to be missing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is like it's PvE to the extreme, and it reminds me so much of like what you're talking about and what I've seen. It reminds me of like a real fancy Oregon Trail.
Pretty much.
It's like a really fancy Oregon Trail that's stationary, and I would like to see, a rival faction attack, but it doesn't look like they went for that kind of game. It doesn't seem like it's something that's going to be implemented at all in it. I can't imagine there's something going to add all these characters and stuff that you can fight. That's what would drive me towards the game, which is why I like Civilization and stuff like that, is because it has that combat element in it also. But it definitely looks like a game that I would pick up and play, whether it's on stream or. How long does it take? Like how long did you sit down and play it for?
To make it from like day one to the storm, the blizzard, it took me, I want to say 8-9 hours.
Damn.
Of just straight sitting down and playing through. It's time consuming and time flies. And so if you're looking for a game to fill some time slides, that's the game to pick up. But I definitely understand what you're saying when it's like strictly PvE to the point where it's like, now that I said that, I kind of look at it as like, this is the bare bones of RTS. You know what I mean? They got the foundation. It'd be dope if they added more to it. You know what I'm saying?
What they did with City Skylines when it first came out, they had like the basics, and then they had some DLCs, and then people started having their own mods that you can install that made the game much better. So they might do something like that with.
Yeah. But yeah. So from what you've seen so far, what would you guys and everybody in chat, what would you guys rate this game? Let's go from 1 to 10, 10 being like, oh, this game is amazing, baby. This is like Fortnite status. Or 1 is like, it's not my cup of tea.
I'd give it, just by watching and what I look for in an RTS game, I'd give it a solid like 6.5. I give it a solid 6.5. Kind of just thinking, oh, like it looks cool. I like the idea, what it's playing behind. Sounds like it has fun. It might be some replay value. But for me, it's just missing the combat, where it's one of the main reasons why I love games. I'm a very violent person, cannibalism all the way. But so I'd give it for this short answer. I'd give it about a 6. But that's good. Like a 10, like when I do this kind of scale, like a 10 has to be like, I wouldn't even consider like Fortnite. 10 is like the best game, perfect. Like your
Yeah.
average game is probably like around a 6.5.
Yeah, I got you. It's hard to get near perfect, I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay.
For me, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm gonna give it like a 4. I need the ability to kind of expand beyond your current space and then
Mhm.
connect cities. And that's one of the things I've enjoyed about some other city builders. You can connect them. You can have travel and ways to get to different places and things like that, and manage those resources between the two.
Yeah.
One of my- But I do really love the fact that you can implement laws. I don't know if I really care for the fact that you can't reverse certain laws. I think you
Mhm.
should have control more over that.
Well,
But I do like it.
it kind of teaches you to stick with, make your choice and then kind of suffer with the consequences and adapt. There are some times where the citizens come to you and go, hey, maybe this was a good idea. Do you want to take this back? Very rare, but it does happen. And you have the chance to say, hey, let me rethink my choices. I'll take that back.
Yeah. So if you have a child labor law, you're saying it's permanent.
Yeah, those kids are working 24/7, baby. Those kids
Down
are.
to the bone, their hands are bleeding.
I'm just saying they're getting it. No, which is interesting. There's an option to make child labor that they work safe jobs, like in the cookhouse, the hot house, and
Okay,
the soup kitchens, or you could say child labor all jobs, and you could have them out there with adults, maybe getting coal, fighting the wolves. It's good. It's good.
And then the other thing, as far as what's contributing to my score, is that it kind of feels like a short game. I mean, you said 8 hours was the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of content. It doesn't seem like.
It's
But
not.
I'm still gonna check it out.
Yeah, I would say check it out. It's not. They are adding more scenarios right now. They currently have 2. The arc where you have to keep these seedlings safe. And then there's another one which I don't know the title of because I haven't unlocked it. You have to reach day 20 in the arc. But they do have scenarios, and there's a third one coming very soon. But it'd be cool for them to take a step back and work on their base game first before they release these, scenarios.
Gotcha.
Is the game fully released? My last question. The game's fully out, right? It's not an alpha.
It's fully out.
It's not an alpha beta. Cool.
Yep. All right, cool. All right, so let's move on to Amazon, man. You guys know what Amazon's been up to? Well, other than taking over the world, Amazon's been getting down with some.
$1 bajillion.
Agreed. And you guys remember about Amazon? What was it? Amazon Key, right? Where they can enter your house and leave packages. Kind of creepy. But now they say, we're gonna one up. We're gonna get Amazon Key in car delivery, so they can actually deliver packages to your vehicle. I would assume in your trunk while you're at work. So
I don't like it.
yeah, I'm just saying. Let's roll a quick video so everybody in chat and we can get a better idea about what this is.
Let's check it out.
John's is like, I don't want anything to do with this, man. Like
before the haters say something bad about this, let's look at the video.
Yeah. John's is looking at his phone. He's like, okay, my package is here. Wait, where's my package going? His car drives off.
Exactly.
All right, the clip's in there. Let me know when you guys are ready. We'll get this ball rolling.
Let's go.
I'm
All
ready.
right, 3, 2, 1, Vominos.
You already know Amazon is the easiest way to get what you need. Like gifts for people whose birthday you've forgotten. As an Amazon Prime member, you'll now be able to use Amazon Key, a new service that enables in-home and in-car delivery.
It's going to cover the car and home.
Maybe you just learned you have to join your parents for a fancy dinner immediately after work, and you're wearing the shirt you woke up in.
Why is she forgetting about everything?
That's
question number one.
it's
With
worst case
Amazon
scenario, I
Key
guess.
in-car,
Acting is A1 though.
all you need
A1
is a
acting.
compatible vehicle, and you can have that new shirt you just bought
Exactly.
delivered directly
GG, for
inside your
real.
car at no extra cost. But it's much
I have a
more
question
than
about that, but we'll
What if you
wait.
got
With
that
the
old
Amazon
school box
Key app,
Chevy and
you
can't
can
pop
also
the
grant
trunk on?
access to the people you trust.
We'll cover that
Let's
too.
say you need to remotely manage guest access to the front door of your home. Maybe to let in your dog walker, a friend, or or a team of home cleaning ninjas. To get started with in-home delivery and keyless guest entry, order the Amazon Key Home Kit, which includes Amazon Cloud Cam and one of several compatible smart locks. Have it installed by a pro, or if you're handy, install it yourself. For in-car delivery, simply download the Amazon Key app and link it with your connected car system. No additional hardware or devices required. After that, start ordering on Amazon.com and have your packages delivered inside your vehicle when parked at home, work,
What?
or near other
Really?
locations.
Oh man.
With Amazon Key in-home, you can track your delivery with real-time notifications, watch the delivery happening live, or review a video of the delivery after it's complete. And with Amazon Key in-car, you'll know when the delivery is on its way and when the package has been delivered and your car has been relocked. Maybe you don't want your packages sitting out on display. Maybe rain is in the forecast. Or maybe you just need your mom's gift moments before she walks through the door.
Sneaky, smart.
Because you're awesome.
Dang, she should have ordered some furniture.
That's what I was thinking. She should have some furniture. Her parents came, but they should have it for him to sit. All right, so pretty much that summarizes it. How do you feel about now, Josh? You feel better?
All right. So when I didn't know we were going off of like, I thought we were keying strictly on the car. I like the idea of kind of being able to control if you know what package is, because I live in Memphis. You know, packages have been stolen before. You know, it'd be nice to be able to have that ability to be able to unlock it for them. But it's just, the car is just like, it's just weird to me. And I don't want to be like, I don't have a nice enough car to be able to, for them to have the OnStar, because I think it has to have the OnStar feature, right?
Yeah, they're working with a couple major automakers, General Motors, Volvo, and a couple others. And it'll be rolling out in 37 cities in the US and starting the 24th, which was in April. So this is already going.
Nice.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, it's cool, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just like getting stuff delivered to your car. I kind of like do. Like, I think see people in chat joking about, like, get your life together. Like, get it delivered to your house. Like,
yeah,
like, what do you need that bad? If you need it that bad, then you could probably run to get it. I don't know. It's just so. But it's gonna be limited. You're gonna have to have an Amazon like warehouse.
You have to have a hub
it.
nearby to even use that feature,
Yeah,
because they're not gonna be like, deliver my car 2 days later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm down with it. I think it's cool. I think we're seeing more of this automation. I've got the whole Alexa suite in my apartment. I love it. As Alexa, stop listening. As she literally pops up on my desk here. But it's cool. It's cool to have. I just think it's weird to me. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Change. For me, personally.
I agree. It is a little weird. I think it's weird too. I think we have to get out of the idea that there's going to be a perfect delivery solution. And
that's true.
Every transaction that you order online is going to somehow get to your house perfect. Time. So I think Amazon is really kind of proposing something that's false, you know, and I know this is a great idea for people who may live in an apartment or have a modern car, or, you know, want to get things delivered into their trunks and stuff like that. But I still think it's going to create a whole host of new problems that we don't know about yet. Like, you know, somebody stealing your car because you gave them access to your trunk. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing.
Ahead.
I would assume there's a lot of risk. When I first learned about the Amazon home delivery, where they crack your door open, they don't enter, and they put down the package nice and like a feather, and they walk out and lock your door. When I first heard about that, I was like, I could see a lot going wrong there. Hacking. I mean, you know, there's anything can be hacked, but at the same time, I see this working for a lot of like entrepreneurs, people in those hubs right next to the Amazon hubs. You get what I'm saying? Like, say you're out at work, busy day, and you need a Ethernet cord, or, you know, you need something that you don't want to go out and get. You can have Amazon deliver it to you, you know, just like that. Split.
And I don't mean to be like that dramatic guy, but there's something like, if you need something like really bad, like for me, it's like, go to this store, and I'm afraid, and I'm a face-to-face connection kind of, and I don't mean like, it's different. We're hanging out, we're talking here, but, you know, it's just like,
You're not a creep.
I don't want people to just have everything delivered. It's like me and my wife went to the mall today, and we made the joke. We were like, man, these malls are like could become like archaic. You know, like all these companies and stuff like taking it over. It's just you don't have to go to the mall anymore to get anything. I mean, everything's going online.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it's taking it just a little bit too far for me. Now, here's the thing: if one day it kicks in, I know it's safe, then I might fall for it and start using it. But it's like Bites might know a little bit also with this, just being in Memphis. It's like we don't necessarily live in the safest city,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not unheard of to seeing someone, you know, break
your
into an
car?
apartment. To somebody break into a car, to have an Amazon person opening the trunk and the guy's following him, and then immediately we've had Uber Eats drivers robbed, we've had Uber Eats drivers shoot
For
people
sure.
to have to defend themselves, and that's all like with the delivery and stuff like that. So
Damn.
Or
and that's like and that's just last week.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's recent, but yeah, or you have a package delivered to your trunk and it says it's good. You go home and you have the Amazon driver or the UPS guy in your trunk.
In your
Somebody
trunk.
robbed him. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So like nobody asked for this service, so it's kind of weird for me too. Like I never felt like I needed a delivery person to put something in my trunk.
I don't think anybody has, but I think what Amazon's working, they're trying to implement themselves in every facet of your life. I mean,
yeah,
isn't that the ultimate goal of a business, for you to need them in every facet? Not need them, but you can use them. You know what I'm saying? Well, okay. I put a video down, Amazon Key in-car first customers. There's a video down at the very bottom of the Discord in the podcast. Like, click that. We're going to watch this video together, and we're going to hear a first-time customer, her testimony, all right? This will change your life.
Because what I want to say is, what's the premium level of this service that I order a shirt from Amazon, they put it in my house, they take it out and hang it in my closet for an extra $5.99? Like,
bro, I don't know if you know, Bites, but Amazon's working on something. It goes inside your closet, and it I don't know if it watches you undress.
Prints a shirt.
But it doesn't. It goes inside your closet, and it I don't know if it scans what you're wearing or what you wore in your wardrobe, but it'll like recommend stuff to you, like, oh, you wear this shirt, maybe you should pair with these pants, things like that.
So it's essentially a robot wife,
or a husband, or a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Tell you what to wear.
All right, so you guys got it up, right? I really want to hear this.
Yep.
All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, vamonos.
Okay, so in-car delivery, first time. I just got notification from Amazon that my package was delivered inside of my truck. So I'm gonna walk out now, check it out.
The new Amazon Key in-car app, where Amazon will deliver packages to the trunk of your car. It's new, and this is my first time using it. I needed a few birthday presents for my daughter and thought this would be the perfect use because she won't find them and the packages won't get stolen from my doorstep.
You see?
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, I see.
In the back seat.
Actually kind of hidden a little bit, so it's not in plain view.
Oh, that's hidden? Okay.
I'm a really busy stay-at-home mom. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and Amazon is amazing. I get a lot of my packages.
She's rocking a Twitch shirt under that. We just don't know.
Of course,
That
during
purple.
nap time. The dogs didn't wake up my kids. The kids took their nap. Everything was really great.
Agreed.
And
Great chickpea.
all my packages are here.
Okay, let's go see if the package has arrived.
That's when this guy's at work.
With this delivery option,
That makes sense.
I'm able to separate my personal orders from my business orders. Personal orders can be delivered into my car. And
You see?
there's the package.
Setup was super easy too. This is great for busy families with 2 cars, where one car can be left at home as the delivery locker, while everyone else is out doing stuff with the other car.
The only thing I would love is if you had an app that would help me potty train my 3-year-old.
And that was my first experience with the Amazon Key in-car app.
I would recommend it to friends, family, anybody willing to give it a shot.
I see a lot of avenues of success for this type of service.
Use this. It was really easy to use. I'll be using it in the future.
All in all, I think the service is pretty cool, and I recommend it.
Thank you.
Great idea, Amazon.
Yo, people are really out here forgetting how savage this world is. Like, you go ahead and give delivery drivers access to your trunk. You go right on ahead and sign up.
And the video says, these are paid actors. Please don't try this at home.
Bytes won't be doing this service. I'm sorry.
Bytes won't be doing this
Look,
service.
I think that it can work, and there's definitely some things. It's just for me personally, I'm not going to have somebody unlocking the car. But the thing that does pique my interest more about it is the fact that you can get all of these things delivered in the trunk of the car, and not on my patio to my apartment complex where, it's not that I live in a bad area, but I don't live in the best area. I don't necessarily think, Memphis it's package thieves happen all the time. Best areas and the worst areas. So there's definitely that cool thing about it where if we're going to be positive about it, but it is, well, I'm not comfortable with it. I just don't know if I would ever go through the trouble of using it. That makes sense. Well,
so this isn't permanent. I'm reading right now. So Amazon signed a 2-year contract with GM and Volvo and a few other companies. They actually started their 2-year trial period. So this might not stay. I personally don't think this will stay. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean?
It feels like they're kind of like pitching this as a great service for people that own Chevys and GMCs and like I said, modern cars. This doesn't really work for older cars. Like,
I think it's definitely not going to be implemented in cities that have high poverty rates. It definitely works for the up and coming cities, and
I would say like Seattle.
Yeah, definitely 100%. It's going to work in Seattle.
Oh, it's gonna.
I can't ever see this service working in Memphis.
I don't see it working in Memphis either. But
and that's nothing against Memphis at all. Like, trust me, like I live and breathe Memphis. I lived here my whole life. Like I 100%. I rep the Grizzlies, but it's just not something that I think Memphis would really get a hold of. I don't know. That's just. And me putting on it, but like Seattle, I can see the young, trendy Seattle. I can see it working in Austin. I can see it working in, some of these up and coming cities with a lot of young people and whatnot. But it's probably going to be a major city thing. I don't ever see this rolling out to everywhere because it's not feasible.
Yeah. So they said right here in the article that says still some people will automatically be turned off by this service, especially after reading that security researchers discovered that Amazon's cloud connected camera for in-home deliveries can be disabled and frozen from a program run from any computer within Wi-Fi range.
Dude, I mean, that's the thing that scares me most about moving into like an entirely automated world. And one thing that scared me so bad recently was there was like a year ago of these people hacking these security cameras for kids and getting in and saying weird stuff to the kids.
Oh yeah, yep. The little taller cams.
Yeah, and everybody, I could barely build my own PC. Like, so this stuff, like, it would happen to me. I would be the guy where they would hack my my keyless entry, or they'd hack my my new Volvo, and my Volvo would be driving down the street running people over. That'd be my life.
Got a runaway road car. I don't think it's that deep, man.
I just hate paying for additional services, man. That's why I'm skeptical of it.
Yeah,
you gotta have Prime with Amazon. You've gotta have OnStar or a newer car. You're paying for that.
Yep.
Just so I can get what I freaking worked hard and bought. Like,
well, the thing is, I don't think someone's gonna be like, "Damn, I really want that service. Let me go buy a new car." I think the people that have a car, this is a good addition. You know
it is definitely a nice little option to have, and I think that's the best way to put it. It's a nice little option to have as far as delivery. Amazon, people talk about rolling out drones. I think I read somewhere that even Walmart's thinking about having drones. Like, it's definitely just this. And I think it's a cultural issue. Is we're such like we want everything instantly. We want an instant.
That's
we
what
want
I'm
this
saying.
thing. We want this.
But
I want it now.
You guys are talking about this is for the 10%, the 1%, the wealthy people who are better off, the trendy. You guys are kind of siloing who this for. Amazon absolutely wants the majority. They want the people who want it now, who shop online, which is damn near everybody. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it kind of doesn't make sense for me.
Well, I mean, this will cover a little demographic. I mean, they don't got to cover everybody with this, but I mean, it does cover that demographic. And then they'll think of something else to cover the other demographic. You know what I mean? Right now, they're literally just They're throwing darts and see what sticks. It doesn't hurt. Amazon has the money to do it.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Okay,
They have the money to do
Here's
it.
the question: if they're going to deliver with drones, if they're going to deliver in your house, if they're going to deliver in your car, if they're going to deliver to your work, like what's the final step of Amazon?
That's what I'm
domination
saying.
Are they going to put torpedoes that go under the water and pop up across the sea?
They're going to deliver you to your job. That's
Dude. No. You think that's funny, but I could actually see Amazon picking people up. Amazon making their own little courier driver service.
I'm serious. Absolutely.
So there's a company named Sinvoy. I think it's a service in our city in Portland called Sinvoy. You guys know what that is? They're third party. They pick up packages from businesses and deliver them to homes or other businesses. I could see Amazon. What does Amazon do? No, I can see Amazon doing that, sending out their couriers to replace that. I could see Amazon getting their fingers and their toes wet, knee deep in logistics. Like, that's what they're about. I mean, they're already trying to be in every facet of their life. I mean,
I think there's an issue that becomes, and this is, I'm 100% speaking, is that then they have to, something changes entirely when you become you have to become like a federal mail carrier, and then like a lot of law, like it's like, I know that's when like the government starts getting involved. I'm pretty sure. Because all that came out with the NRA and with FedEx giving money or whatever it was after the shooting. A lot of people were upset that FedEx, and I don't really know the exact details of it, but I can't see, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if Amazon would necessarily want to move on to full logistics, because then they might be under more regulation.
Scrutiny. Yeah, that's true.
And
who knows?
More, and then the government would get involved more. I don't know, but I can't see anything Amazon doing right now failing to the point to where Amazon isn't going to keep crushing.
Amazon's killing it, dude. Amazon is killing it.
And I love Amazon. I mean, I'm looking around my thing, and I'm like, all right, my green screen's from Amazon. My lights from Amazon. My computer's pretty much from Amazon. Keyboard, like my Alexa's from Amazon. My wife's from Amazon. I mean,
bro, you better do. You better. Yeah, there she goes. Alexis, you weren't supposed to hear that. But the thing is, like, I have some. I'm looking around my room. I got my lights. I got my mixer from Amazon. I mean, like, Amazon is a big part of a lot of people's lives, especially upstarting businesses, current businesses. I mean, content creators. Amazon's like the go-to,
Definitely.
But I don't know about the whole Amazon like drone thing. Drones dropping off packages at my house. Like, I could just picture someone to be like a drone hunter. Like, yo, there goes a drone. Let's follow it. You know what I mean?
100%. I see more people just shooting drones out of the air.
Yeah, I mean, I would love if Amazon, if you're listening, man, hire me. If you're looking for a drone pilot to test the stuff out, hire me. I got you. I play video games. All right. Let's I mean, I think we've already shared our final thoughts with that whole thing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's move on to our last topic today is Red Dead Redemption 2, baby. The trailer. And I dropped the trailer in there. Right there, replace the other one. Let me know when you're ready to roll, and we'll roll this. Oh, I got some interesting stuff to talk about for this one.
I'm ready.
All right, let's roll this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, vamonos.
18.
Listen to me. We don't want to kill any of you. But trust me, we will. Wake them up a little.
This whole thing is pretty much done. We're more ghosts than people.
You have got to keep faith. They will not crush us.
I'm looking forward to the story. The story sounds pretty good.
It's good.
But geez, is that you, Craig?
Good old Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome.
My best friend. You know how we
Still
met?
on the phone, I'm afraid. The internet's down.
Pair of hucksters trying to rob each other. Back in 78 or thereabouts.
You have to
That
love
4K,
yourself.
baby, looking crispy.
It's one of the blessings. Sure, we can have fire. And we can have the knowledge of fire. But with that comes the knowledge of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery.
Sons of Dutch.
I cannot wait to rob people.
Makes us brothers.
I know it sounds bad, but
No, dude, I'm with you.
Brothers make mistakes.
This multiplayer is gonna be litty.
I know. Pew, pew, pew. Dude, I'm hyped.
gonna start a game.
All of you venerate savagery.
We're gonna start a game.
Let's do it.
And you will die savagely.
Get out here! Stay strong. Stay
This looks good.
with me. You have to love yourself a fire.
Is it out yet?
All right, trailer just ended. October 26, 2018.
That part right there is so far away.
Ah, I know, it's really far away.
When you think about when it was first announced, it doesn't feel that far away.
Yeah, that's true, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, it'll get here like anything else. We have to wait for it. Now, Craig had the honor and was lucky enough to go to an event. What was the name of the event, Craig?
It was not a named event.
It was okay. It was one of those backdoor events. Ones we don't talk about.
That has no name.
The event that has no name. Super exclusive.
Super backdoor.
But
no,
continue.
go ahead.
No, continue, Craig. Take it away, man. I was talking about you.
All right.
You might as well take it away.
All right, so we in that morning, I woke up and I got an email from a buddy of mine. He does media coverage, stuff like that for video games that are coming out. And he goes, they're doing a private screening at the convention center of 45 minutes of gameplay for Red Dead Redemption. Now they did it for restricted access. They said you had to do things, you had to do some form of coverage of what have you. So I told him Twitch, gave him the link, said I'd do a podcast, gave him Glitch's link, and said that that's where we're covering things and that's how we do things. And they said that's enough. All right, come on. We're doing it at this time. We're doing we're doing it at this auditorium. And we went in. We all sat down, and we had a little presenter.
We're all black, Craig? Did they say we're all black?
Wear a black robe with a face mask on. Bring some bring some
He
low
did not
fat
make me
butter.
He didn't make me wear any black or anything like that. But they told me to get a goat for something. I never saw that back then.
It's gonna be a black man that rolls up, picks you up.
They had a little.
Man. Damn, let me get it out.
They had a little goat exchange. They just said, "Drop the goat here." I said, "All right, here you go." Goat went by. I went, "Bye, goat." Didn't see him. He wasn't returning me.
That was
you sure you weren't kidnapped, Craig?
You know what? If I was kidnapped, so be it. Because I still got to see 45 minutes of gameplay.
Okay.
That's the price we pay, Justin. That's the price.
Oh Lord, I am so done.
It looks like we saw the same 45 minutes that say IGN did, and a few other sources like Open World Games. And we saw 45 minutes. It opened up. We were at a camp, so we've already established that we're at a camp and we're on the run and all that stuff. And it's the first thing you notice, it's a very, very active camp.
Okay.
People are doing stuff as you go around. It doesn't feel like you're in a camp full of helpless people that are just like, Arthur, save us. No, they're doing things.
Just wandering around.
But if they have the things they do lean on Arthur for food and money. So you'll go off of that, and that's kind of your main goal in that aspect. We saw a crap ton of gameplay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just ate dinner.
No, don't worry about it,
man. Craig, any games like? Do they still have horseshoe and all that type of stuff? And poker?
We did not see any games like that, but in the new screenshots that they released, we saw a game of poker being played.
Oh yeah, they're gonna keep poker in there.
I think it's a safe ass bet to say our games are still there. So we are just kind of doing our thing. We're kind of exploring the camp, and then we cut to hunt, and we find out hunting is amazing. It's so much better. It's a semi-emotional experience is what it is, because everything is very realistic. Now the pelts, if you shoot it with a gun of any kind versus a bow and arrow, the pelt will be a little less of quality and value and all that. So you'll get less for doing that.
Yeah, some of them Far Cry.
So you have qualities of things and all that. And so what we saw is he kind of snuck up, and it was a group of deer. He pulled back the bow, shot it at one deer. And the thing that I wasn't really expecting to like impact me was you saw the rest of the deer immediately went, okay, that's bad, run away. That one reacted for a second. You had that minor moment where the deer went, oh shit, I'm hit.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he took off.
Yeah.
Then he
Gotcha.
took off, and we lost sight of him. We had to follow the trail of blood, and then we saw him nearby, and he was doubled over. He was doing, pain deer noises and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And you're kind of sitting there. You think you can't help it. You think Bambi for a moment, and you're going, God damn it, don't do it. And he walks over, and you have kind of options to do things. So you can walk up, you can shoot that deer in the head, you can stab it in the heart. And then there's another one where Arthur can take his time and skin it and get everything just right and get a quality pelt. Or Arthur will take the skin off that deer and rip it the fuck off. Just gone.
Just like no shame. Okay.
I'm out. Damn.
I don't have time. Gone. And that
Yeah.
was, they show it this time.
Wow. Okay.
I
So
wonder if you can tell the difference between like young animals and old animals, because I remember the first Red Dead, I think like certain elk had bigger horns or something like.
Yeah. I think in the first Red Dead, they really just distinguished between male and females. They didn't go for ages. And I didn't see anything behind animal age in this one either. Maybe they pull like a GTA 5. There's no children in Los Santos.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
There's no baby animals in West Elizabeth or anything like that. So we saw that, and that was amazing. And we went, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
yeah.
Well, we found after that, it was kind of a bit of a segue. We got to learn more about horses. So the bond with your horse is a lot more important now, and you feel it a lot more so. You cannot whistle for your horse across the map any longer.
Comes running.
No,
Right.
that kind of sucks.
You have to go find him,
You
right?
leave your horse in tall trees and you go down to Chuparosa. You
Mhm.
can't whistle and he'll appear. He's where you left him. The only time you can whistle is when within reason.
That makes sense.
Plus your trust. So the more your horse trusts you and the bigger your bond is, the much farther he can hear your whistle and come to you.
Wow.
So you spoke to me about that earlier, Craig. One thing I was thinking on the way home, I was driving home thinking about this. Would this, you know how like in Grand Theft Auto you have fuel, you have to fill up your car before you run out. It'd be cool to see you have to take your horse to nearby troughs to drink.
That'd be cool.
And if he doesn't drink enough, he gets exhausted and he'll collapse. That would make sense, right? So you have to plan out your trips rather than just I'm galloping my horse for 1,000 miles and he's not tired,
Hey man, save it for 5M RDR 2.
Oh man, I cannot wait. I mean, it won't happen soon, but I would gladly wait the years for some Red Dead RP. Oh man,
I'd say we'll wait. We don't mind. We got Red Dead, but
yeah.
Okay, so and back to the horse. The trust also goes with spooking. So if people are shooting at you, you no longer have like a stupid, fearless horse. If people start shooting at you while you're on horseback, your horse can flip the hell out and like buck you off and try and run away. But if you build up that bond with them, they'll stick it out with you. And Arthur will even provide the horse some reassurances. So the example we had is he was on a horse and he was crossing a river. And as he was crossing the river, this bear came cutting loose, just fucking yelling and screaming towards us. And we were not, the entire audience was like, God damn it, no. So so he's belting towards him and his horse had a good bond. So we actually watched Arthur. It almost looked like, if you weren't thinking, okay, he's an NPC, blah, blah, blah. Arthur took the whole situation in and then leaned down to his horse and just been like, hey, we'll be okay. And the horse straightened right up. He's just like, all right, let's do it, buddy. And it was pretty cool to see. I'm chugging right along. We had, I want to talk about horse. I want to talk about hunting, the camp. We could talk about the robbery and the combat. We we had a small group of folks and we were going to go rob a place. It was just a little bank. So we had one of the girls in our troop. They gave us the option. And he goes, all right, I'll be a distraction for you. So she goes, well, I can be a raunchy ass harlot or I can be a lost little girl. So we opted for the lost little girl. She goes in screaming for help. And mind you, there's no cut scenes in this action. This is all one continuous scene where you're always in control. Yeah, so he pops it, or she pops in, starts screaming. Everyone's caught off guard, and then you bust in, and you're just like, all right, this shit's a robbery. and you get the main teller guy to bring you back to where the safes are at. And you find out he's only able to open like a couple of them. Then there's like 5 others that you can't open. So you can either take the time to crack them or blow them up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. So we opted to blow them up, and you actually have to do everything. Like you're setting the little sticks of dynamite down there near the locks. You're doing all that stuff, and you prime it, and they all blow, and you get the money. And then, of course, you have to get out there, and the law's shooting at you. Well, as he's getting away, Arthur's hat gets shot off by one of the lawmen. And then every subsequent cutscene after that, he didn't have a hat on. Well, one of our good old Columbus gentlemen couldn't help himself and just went, "Where the hell's a hat?" I promise that's not how we all sound. But he did it. And the presenter looked like he was fucking expecting it. He just turns with the biggest shit-eating grin on his face, and he goes, "Where it was shot off."
That is so dope.
Dang.
Your hat is gone. If it gets shot off, you have to go back and you need to collect it.
Dang.
Or you need to part with that hat and get a new one. We have that kind of continuity. So it's pretty cool, all that stuff. And we just saw him go back to the camp, and that was the end of our 45 minutes. But yeah, it was crazy cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait now. Now I'm even more excited.
Yeah.
It's too good. I'm pretty sure we'll see some gameplay for everybody soon.
One aspect that I'm hoping they bring over from the first one is going to be the shootouts in multiplayer. I'm excited for the multiplayer. You know how like at the beginning of each match you would have that little standoff, and then whoever survived the standoff, you would take off and you would get a head start. I love that aspect about it.
Now we heard nothing about multiplayer.
So it was all single player.
It was all single player.
I have a question for everybody here.
What's up?
We're all hyped about Red Dead. I don't know anybody who's not. You know, if you're not, you don't have a soul. But how do you think it's gonna do on Twitch? Like honestly, even with the multiplayer, do you think it's gonna do good on Twitch? Because like God of War, there's a bunch of story games that come out that have like multiplayer with them. They don't last that long. They have their moment in the spotlight and they kind of just drift away. You know, do you see Red Dead with this story, hopefully a strong multiplayer presence? Do you see it sticking around?
Maybe. I don't think any predominantly single player game is ever going to have like the longevity of multiplayer games. I think that's just the nature of the beast of Twitch.
I'm thinking,
but I don't know. I mean, I think if you said it was on PC also, then that would help it. But it's just on consoles, right?
Oh, just on console.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna hurt in the long run. But I mean, I don't know.
So when did God of War launch? It's been a couple weeks since God of War has dropped, right? And right now it's 1, 2, 7, I'm holding 17th place when it comes to browsing games on Twitch. That's pretty good for a single player. You know, granted, God of War is amazing. Haven't beat it yet, but that game is awesome. But I'm hoping the story is good. Hoping it's deep. From what you saw, Craig, did they kind of just take you through little snippets, little features around the features, or they show you any big parts of the story, like any overarching parts of the story?
Not really giant parts of the story. We couldn't even tell. One thing that was interesting with the way it was laid out is we couldn't tell if this is like a main storyline quest or just a little side thing. They've really made a point to blur the lines where you can't really, okay, this is an optional side activity that you don't really need to do. And then they have the main stuff. You can't really tell. We didn't see a whole lot in terms of story outside of that, though. We saw a few cutscenes and a robbery, and that's about it.
Were they showing it to you in 4K, or could you tell?
Okay, so here's the other thing that I may have forgotten to mention, but I'm happy we're here now. They showed us stunning footage. It looked amazing. It ran like a dream. There were rays of sunshine peeking through like individual leaves in the woods. But at the very end, they said this is on a base PS4. It's not a Pro. They showed us the footage on just a regular PS4.
That's good. I'm glad they did that. And it still looked amazing, right?
It looks so amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, I do want
we
to
all
make.
thought it was running on a Pro.
I do want to point out what Jacob said in chat. It says if they update the multiplayer like they did for GTA, then it's a possibility. Grand Theft Auto has, I can't say an amazing multiplayer experience because pretty much what it is in the lobby is you spawn, you get shot down, you spawn, you get blown up. But if they keep the same formula and tweak a little bit to make it user friendly, I think it'd have some great longevity with the multiplayer for Red Dead.
I'm thinking the same. I'm thinking there's a few core components that are necessary for it to have a good, popular, long Twitch life.
Mhm.
That's going to be, I think, when the main story comes out, you're going to kind of have, for each individual streamer, you're going to have your close knit people. They're going to watch you for that.
Yep, yeah. I'm thinking the same thing.
Multiplayer, yep, multiplayer needs to be solid, and if multiplayer is solid, that can catch on for a long time. I know people like to watch other people and see what they do instead of them. That's just
Plus,
a classic thing.
Plus with YouTube content, I can see if the multiplayer is solid, just like GTA is still coming out with DLC years later, and it's still covered on YouTube. Every like spec of it is covered. So if they do that with Red Dead, I think it could be celebrated to the same degree.
Is there any talk of it being in the 5N community trying? Is the game even going to be possible to be able to do that? Because I think that's one thing.
Require a PC port.
When it ports to PC,
yeah, you're
just
right,
like so we have to wait. Just like didn't Grand Theft Auto first come to console and then finally went to PC? We're gonna have to wait it out, and then we have to wait for people for 5M to mod it and then make a platform for it. So
We're looking
that's
at
like
a
2
long
years,
timeline,
2 to 3
but
years.
If it occurs, that PC port is going to be very essential to its continued popularity.
Yes.
But if it does happen, and we do end up getting that, I see this living popularly on Twitch for years.
Oh yeah, can you imagine Red Dead RP?
I'd be done.
I'm never going back to GTA. I'm never going back to
fuck
GTA.
GTA. We're done with it.
I'm kind of looking forward to that, to the RP and Red Dead.
Yeah, man. One game mode I want to talk about. I think everybody has heard about it. The BR. It's speculation that they're going to bring a BR mode to Red Dead.
Yep.
If they do you guys feel like that's more of a con than a pro? You don't mind? Are you looking forward to it? How do you feel? Because I remember seeing some people on Twitter like, "Oh, we don't need another BR. They're going to ruin the game. I don't want it." But how do you guys feel about it?
It's kind of like a double-edged sword here. It's cool to see everyone put their spin on it, but every time I see a new person put a spin on BR, I feel like it almost dilutes the genre itself. I never knew Rockstar to be folks that got in on trending things. They always did kind of their own thing.
That's what it is. It's a trend.
Yeah, so seeing that makes me go, just kind of heavy indifference. If there is a BR out there that I would play and I would enjoy, it would be on RDR2. But in the meantime, I'm gonna say I'm skeptical. What do you guys think?
It's just interesting to me, and to have a BR, and it's just because BR isn't so new to PC gamers, right? It's
not Arma 3.
You had the Arma 3 mod, you had H1Z1, and it's just if they go for the BR, I mean, you gotta have you gotta get the port out there. I think that's going to be a key component to having it succeed, is if you get the PC port. Awesome.
Oh yeah. But let me see. Is there any news on that PC port? Right. I'll look that up while you guys talk.
Did you guys ever play the Red Dead online game?
You bet.
I did. Oh yeah.
I didn't. I'm that guy.
Because they had a couple of oh Josh, damn. I know some of the game modes, like the shootout and things like that. I mean, those were some intense battles, man, that I know I've personally been in. And so I can, and to be honest, we were all over the map at the time of where these things were happening. And just based off of that model, I can see a BR kind of spawning from it. But
yeah,
I don't know how
you didn't.
The movement is kind of clunky a little bit.
A little bit. You didn't play a damn Red Dead online session unless you found yourself down at El Presidio, the good old what's that, the fortress with the cannons, and found yourself battling there for over a goddamn hour because you just couldn't get out.
Forgot about
went
that.
Down.
Yeah. So again, I could see a BR spawning from that. They would have to work on some of the metrics for moving around and being more agile as a character, but I think it could work.
So Red Dead.
You bet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm actually very tempted to just replay Red Dead. I don't know. I
I
don't know
did
why.
too recently to do it again. My stream would kill me.
They would murder you. But yeah, Goss made a point that says you either focus on BR or you don't. If you add it to the game, it's inconsistent. It's gonna go with the crowd. Pretty much riding the bandwagon. It could hurt the game. But I also see it could bring in that demographic that want BR. You know?
I don't know if I like that. I can't imagine it really hurting a game. Adding a BR, and the only thing I could see it really hurting is if they switch the focus of what made Red Dead Redemption so good and why so many people are such a fan of the series.
Mm-hmm.
If they started being like, all right, let's make it a cash grab, which already going to be a cash grab because so many people are going to play it.
Oh yeah.
But if they, I think if they stayed the course and they were able to create a decent BR on top of making a really great game, I don't think it will hurt it. But if they start taking resources that they need to finish the game on time and start cutting corners to get the BR out, I think that would really hurt it.
Yeah, like I agree. Like Josh said, if they just say, we're going to focus on this aspect and they forget about everything else, it could really hurt the game. Pan in chat says, why put a BR when there's free mode, pretty much free roam, right? Now, does anybody remember, could you free roam with your friends in the first one?
Yes.
You could. All right.
You could do all that, and you could make posses so that you were even grouped up and didn't have free aim, kind of like you have organizations and gangs in GTA Online.
Like gangs.
How many people were in the lobby? Do you guys remember? In the free roam?
16.
60. They need to up that number.
To what?
I'm sure they will.
I mean,
what's your
30?
dream?
I would say 30, 40. You know what I mean? Especially if we're gonna work with gangs. You know what I mean? Depending on how big.
Automatic double.
Yeah, depending on how big the map is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because right now, give me a second. Let me see the number for GTA. GTA 5.
Is it 24?
See. Max lobby size.
I think it's 24, 25.
Something like that.
Sessions are limited to 16, but they're expanded to 30 players. All right, I'm looking at the forums.
Yeah, they made it 30 or something like that, but I've never actually seen 30 people in a lobby. I've always seen 24 to 25.
Yeah, people are saying for Xbox 360 and PS3 it's 16, but for Xbox One and PS4 is 30. So 30.
Okay.
30 is the max. So I would say 30 or 40. I mean, that would be the ideal, size for a free roam. That makes sense.
Alrighty. Gentlemen, that's all the time I have for stuff tonight. I appreciate you letting me sneak in there.
Thank you for sneaking in, man.
Thanks, Craig.
All good, buddy. Everyone have a very good night. Hope the rest of the cast is good. What's up?
All right, man. All right, see you, Craig.
I'm with Gossett. I kind of want to jump off and Gossett talking about the Daisy S. Because that's what it. I just think there needs to be a really good game that handles the survival and not just the survival, but the free world aspect of what made Daisy great, the high risk, high reward. I think is probably the right way to put it. I don't know if that, if that's the right, but they need to have, for my opinion, a really good free mode would better suit Red Dead Redemption than a subpar BR, because I think Byte made a great point talking about the movement doesn't really play that well, in my opinion,
for BR
to BR. Now, again, I haven't seen the gameplay that Craig saw. I haven't seen any gameplay. All I've seen is the trailer and what I knew from Red Dead 1 when I played it on Xbox.
Yeah.
So if they could focus on a really good free world, and then you could get some friends to play with, and you guys could go rob a bank, or you guys could pull up, get that high risk, high reward, money matters, death matters, stuff like that. I think that would better suit the Red Dead community than a BR game.
Gotcha. Very true.
Yeah. Like Gossett said, he said this is not so much the survival part, but just an active world. So enough players to populate a lobby so you could jump on and there's always moving pieces. I like that. I agree on that. I totally agree on that. That'd be really
Daisy
cool to see.
50. Daisy was 50. 50 people to a server. You could pick 30, 40, or 50, I think.
Okay.
And, that's one thing I love about Fortnite, and I hate to bring it up in this situation, but I can't remember a time I never got a game, like because there wasn't enough people in a lobby or something.
Oh, there's more than enough people.
But I'm
It's
just
more
saying,
than
from
yeah.
day one, it's
Yeah.
always been active, and there's
Mhm.
always been movement in the.
Yeah.
They can have that plus a good core game for VR. It'll work.
I think long-term success is required. It's going to have to be DLC, though. You're going to have to keep cranking out some stuff.
I think, yeah, like I'm gonna jump on what you said, Josh. I think the long-term success is gonna be is DLC, constantly cranked out DLC like they do with GTA 5. Also, a good multiplayer. Because I'm looking forward to the multiplayer. You know what I mean? I think that would spell success for a game. Yeah.
So are you gonna play this over Far Cry?
Oh yeah. Red Dead is a lot of fun. The Far Cry multiplayer was a little bit of a mess. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Red Dead for sure. But yeah. Yeah, but everybody chat, how do you guys feel about it? What are you guys looking forward to? What do you guys want to see them add? What do you see them take away? And things like that. But other than that, I think the cast was great today. We covered Amazon, leaving packages in your car. We covered Red Dead Redemption. Thank you, Craig, for hopping in for a quick second, talking about the meeting he went to. We also covered Frostpunk, which is the game I'm addicted to. But other than that, I mean, hey, if you guys know anybody that wants to be part of the cast, Josh, if you know anybody who wants to be part, let us know. If you want to return, Josh, let us know. You're always welcome back, man. Bites, always good having you here. And everybody in chat that's watching right now, thank you guys for being here. Or if you're watching uploaded to YouTube, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 27 of the Glitched Out Podcast, man. We're making some progress. I do want to apologize for not being for the last 2 weekends. We had some, conflicting schedules. Live came up, but we should be good for next weekend. If you guys have any topics you guys want us to cover, or any games like, yo, this game's coming out, do you know about this? At me, at Bites on Twitter, or hit me up on Discord and let us know, and it might be the next podcast episode. All right, but yeah. Other than that, guys, I want to thank Josh and Bites for being here, and before we go, Josh, where can people find you, man?
You can find me on
at the
on Twitter.
gym. At the gym.
At the gym. You can catch me at the gym. You can catch me on Shelby Drive 901 Look Alive. But you can catch me on Twitter at Josh Tucker TV, verified.
Oh my God, it's verified.
and on Twitch at Josh Tucker TV as well.
Yeah.
I
All
appreciate
right.
having me on, man. It was a pleasure. Let me any other time I can come on, I'd love to. So.
Dude, let me know. Just hit me up, man. Also, what's the schedule look like for streaming? Do you have a normal schedule right now? How often are you on?
Yep, I stream anywhere between 5 to 6 days a week. Trying to start at about 3:30 Central. Playing a lot of Fortnite right now, but trying to branch out and trying to try to regrow. But Monday through Thursdays 3:30, and then weekend streams are tweeted out. But I'm starting. I'm doing VR every Sunday now. Starting Sunday, I'll be doing a VR stream.
And Bites, do you play Fortnite with Josh? Have you guys ever played together?
No, I'm not good enough to play with Josh.
Dang,
Bites World just follow me back on Twitter. Dang, man, it's been forever.
Dang, looks like we got some drama votes.
Started being good at Fortnite.
And he said,
trust me, you're better than me. I promise it.
He said, new phone, who this? All right, guys. But yo, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 27 of the Glitched Out Podcast. You guys have a great day. We'll see you guys next Sunday at 3 p.m. PST for episode 28. Peace.